Good evening. Welcome to the budget meeting number 3, number 2, number 3, somewhere in there, for the Fairport Village Board. It's 6 p.m. We're here in the Village Hall boardroom. And Megan, would you take roll call, please?
Trustee Woyka?
Here.
Trustee Bonaski?
Hello.
Trustee Mishler?
Here.
Trustee Briggs?
Here.
Mayor Damerat?
Here. To give a brief overview of how our agenda is going to work this evening, we're going to hold the public hearing first. So there's public hearing at the beginning of the meeting with regard to the budget and the budget book. And then after that, we will have a short presentation from Nancy Regis, from Executive Director of the Fairport Parrington Partnership for a Better Community. And then following that, we'll go through the sections of the budget on planning, code enforcement, police, fire, and electric, and I think that will call it an evening. So I'd like to open the public hearing at 6:02 for the 2024-2025 budget. Did we have a sign-up sheet over there, Megan?
We did, it doesn't look like it's filled out, so they can just.
Okay.
Their name and address.
All right, so if there was anyone here who wanted to speak on the budget, please approach the podium, list your name and address, and we'll give you up to 5 minutes. Okay. With that, it's 6:02, and I will close the public hearing on the Fairport Village budget for the 2024-2025 budget season. And we'll move on to our first guest this evening, Nancy Regis from the Fairport Parrington Partnership.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'd like to introduce John Paul Piani. He is the president of our board. And tonight, John Paul's going to lead us in the beginning of the discussion, and then I'm going to follow up with my end of it. So I'd like to introduce John Paul.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for taking some time for us tonight. There are some of you that I know, some of you that I don't know. I just wanted to maybe just briefly give you guys an overview of the partnership and the current status of the partnership. It's been around many, many years, and some of you may or may not know it's been around since 2000. In its current form, it is sort of rekindled in a way that it hadn't been in a bit of time. So my early involvement with the partnership, of which there are a few individuals here that were here before me, kind of shepherded me into a program that was very multifaceted. And it was a program that was, if it was an engine, it was firing on all cylinders. A lot of volunteers, a lot of cooperation with municipalities, with the community, with the merchants. Basically, it felt like a heartbeat organization for the Village of Fairport. And at a certain point in time, I became the president of the organization and was in that position for many years. And then I stepped back for somebody else and other people to kind of take over, rekindle, and do, I think, what every board does and what every organization does, looks to maintain some sort of long-term lifespan, long-term trajectory, so that there are new people in the organization and the organization remains vital and current. I was asked to come back about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and when I got back, the organization was a fraction of what it was before. And it was, we can sit there and look back as much as we want, but that's probably water under the bridge at this point. But I say that because what I don't know is how many of you guys are really aware of what the organization is again. Because it's not what it was a year ago. It's not what it was 2 years ago, or even 3 or 4 years ago. It is now more along the lines of what it was when it first started, which is all cylinders, a ton of volunteers, all from the community. These people are just giving their time, giving their energy, giving their devotion, and they're, on top of everything else, they're professionals. They're working professionals in many respects. The facets of this organization, the skill sets that this organization basically carries, demonstrates, are frankly something like I've never seen before. And I've been in private business for many, many years, and to see this type of energy, I used to teach at the university level, and every time I had a mandatory class, the energy level was here. Every time I had an elective class, it was here, because everybody wanted to be there. And that's what this organization is. You know, it's like an elective class on steroids, because everybody wants to be there, people want to participate, people want to do for the community. It really is a pure passion for the community. So with that, now we are reinvigorated. We do have a multitude of our committees going again, populated. We have two different aspects of the partnership. We have the partnership, we have the foundation. And Nancy can spend a little bit of time now talking to you guys about some of the current things that we've done. We know we sent you a slideshow, and we had some stuff in there that listed our activities, but Nancy can go over that. And I want you to know that, like, a good portion of that back row right there are people that are part of the partnership. They're the core of the partnership, and without them, this doesn't run. And with them, I just have never seen the energy before like it has. So I'll turn it over to Nancy now to continue.
Thank you.
Thanks, John Paul. That is a wonderful assessment of where we are today. And thank you for giving us this time to just share with you what we're up to, and for all of the committee members to be here tonight, because I want you to see their faces and they can see yours. So when you pass each other in the village, you know that they are part of the team that is here to just help, you know, move our fun factor forward, if that's the word. So is the slideshow able to? What we did is just put together some of the images of, because sometimes pictures are a little more effective than words. Oh, thank you. We'll get it. Yeah, great. So as you'll see, things like this, you know, our design committee meets monthly over at BME. It's filled with professionals, you know, engineers, architects, landscape architects, people who give of their time and talent. So we're a resource for you here at the board, you know, as projects come aboard, you know, this can be that first pass. You know, we've done that before for you, and we would love to do that again. And that's why you'll see the faces in this picture. Many of them are also here in front of you. There we go. So, and one of the aspects that the partnership executes is promoting our events and promoting the villages as a whole. So you'll see some of the publications we put ads in. It reaches across the Finger Lakes, it reaches all over Western New York. And then partnering with the Merchants Association, we have our festival and events list. And we make sure they're posted in the kiosks that are along the canal, around Kennelly Park, it's online. So this is just, you know, one of the ongoing promotions that we do. And we do have it, well, let me step back for a second. We have 4 committees of volunteers: design, organization, promotion, and economic vitality. So each one is filled with people who have expertise in those areas. So when it comes to promotions, we have a lot of influencers that are in the community that are on this committee. So when events are happening, they're out there promoting it, and that's what helps draw the people to the community. And we just, as you probably know, we did our Kaylee on the Canal last week and a half ago. And, you know, for a first-time event, we had 850 in attendance. So that was paid attendance. We probably had another 50 over that. So, you know, we were really excited to see the family-oriented event was so welcomed. There we go. Coming up soon is our Canal Clean Sweep. But we call it the cleanup because we go beyond just the canal. It started years ago with the Parks and Trails, and we still do that. But we, during COVID, found that there was a need to extend it over a week long. So there's a link that you can go in, you can see all the different areas, you can check off and register to help clean up. And you'll see, you know, you'll see different faces in every one of these pictures. You know, it's not like we just have this one little group of people that do things. It's everybody coming together. So figure out where you guys feel like cleaning up. we have a spot for you. And there's our Irish Festival, some photos. The kids were really having a ball that day. So we were very happy to have the support of a lot of people in the community for it. So, yeah, and so in terms of the tourism and promotion in the community and across the state, the partnership was happy to support Liftbridge Yarns in creating the New York Fiber Trail. And these are pictures of some of the businesses across the state that have, jumped on board with this concept. It started out last summer, probably expected hopefully like 35 businesses to participate in this, and the number was more than doubled in just the first few months. So, we're trying to affect interest across the state. We find that the niche interests are really what keeps us on the forefront of things. There's plenty of the traditional things that people go and look for, but we found that trains were a big deal, and we have a lot of visitors for trains. And now we're finding that this fiber trail is going to has shown the same interest. So we're looking forward to growing that. Here's another shot from so was it last year, Pam, that you were able to go with, she's, what's her last name is May? Senator Rachel May. They went on a tour and got to visit a lot of the different businesses on the trail. So it's exciting to see other communities are, finding the same desire to support the things we do too.
Rachel's from the Syracuse area.
Thank you.
I know her.
That's right. That's right. And speaking of the train station, here we are. Last year, we added some security signs or informational signs to help people understand the importance of being safe around the train tracks. And also, we tried to capture the tourism element. So there's QR code. If you're there, scan it with your phone, and please put in your name and address so that people can, we can kind of see who's coming to our community and help us as we're, planning for future elements. But yeah, so it was a fun day. And then, of course, the Public Arts Committee, which the village endorses, and it's under you. I'm really excited to see how it's grown, because I think it was like 2011 or 12 is when our design committee was kicking around the idea of how do we address the desire and need to have beautiful art in the community. And so as the design committee, created the concept, it evolved, and now here it is, operating independently under the village. And actually next month, we'll be doing a combined meeting together so that, the people on our design committee who have the technical skills can help answer the questions to the creatives who are the artists that, together, that's how we can make, the next step. What kind of art will we be moving into next? So this has been a fun thing. Oh, this past summer, the town of Perrington was doing this they were hosting the World Fife and Drum competition. Who knew that there were fife and drum bands in, France and Belgium, I think it was. It was just amazing. So the partnership was able to support the community that way with helping them put it together, and, we had a lot of fun with that. And of course, through the foundation, this originally, when I think it was like 2010 or 11, we found that the memorial over at Potter was in need of repair. So we started the campaign to get it going, and since then we've been continuing the sale of these memorial bricks. So, I think we've got another order coming in. It's slow and steady. At the beginning there was a surge, but now, things are moving along.
Pam, when's my brick coming?
Ah.
When's the brick for my father-in-law coming?
Yep, they get installed. Right, twice a year they get installed.
I had to give you a hard time because I sat through enough meetings hearing about these orders.
That's awesome. Many of you probably already know that we do Oktoberfest. So we had a ball this year, and we made some changes to the event, and we're just excited to see next year. It's not next; it's this year already. It's one of the most important fundraisers for our office. So if you haven't been, please come. We're always looking for volunteers too. It's a great way to be engaged and meet other people who have fun too. So this past year, we, as you all know, April 8th, we have the eclipse coming. So that's something our office has been working with Visit Rochester and Finger Lakes Tourism Alliance to just make sure the people had awareness of it and make the most of this once-in-a-lifetime event. Unless you're going to live more than 100 years, this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime. But at the 4th of July, our office has been working with the Chamber of Commerce, who generally, they host this with the town. So we were happy to get you can see a picture down there of the train. So we've got some people in the village who love trains and they brought this float. It was just amazing. And then we had the eclipse glasses. And so we were just happy to be a part of the parade and make sure the community knew what was going on. Yeah, and so Cycle to Erie will be back again. It's the first, I think it's like the 10th or the 9th, somewhere around that in July. It's a Monday. They will be 750 approximately people will be riding their bikes into the village. Some of them stop first and then they go up to the town where they have their camping facilities. Others will come up there and freshen up and then they take the shuttle back to the village. So we made sure that there was a connection between the event and the people attending so that they could come in and, support our businesses. Because ultimately the partnership's desire is to make sure we have a really strong economic vitality in the community, because a strong village makes a strong town and vice versa. So this is a fun event. If you want to volunteer with us, there's plenty of opportunities. Yeah, and everybody's aware of the skate park. Is it the 8th or the 18th? It's the 18th. We have the ribbon cutting over at Perrington Park. The foundation has been happy to help support them in their raising, funds. We had fabulous support from Assembly Member Jen Lunsford. So we're thrilled to be able to add to that, to bring in the amenities that the people in the community are looking for. So that's another project that we've been able to support. And of course, we got the holidays, right? You'll see in the top right picture, we have 3 of the really veteran business owners in the community. And it's important that we recognize what they've done. It's about 45, 50 years ago that they were running their businesses in the village, and things were not as vibrant as they are today. And in their desire to, work together and be a team in this, they created the Merchants Association. And between Jean Biasi and her husband Dick, and then you got Wayne Beckwith and his wife Patty, and then Howard Sharp and his wife, drawing a blank at the moment. Sorry, Howard. Mrs. Sharp. So they've all been working in this village to create so many of these events that you see. For instance, Santa arriving. They were the people that started this. And what they've done by carrying on their business to the degree and giving back to the community, it's really a testament to this community. So now the next generation, so each of those businesses have the next generation carrying on the business here. And they're also part of the merchants and supporting the partnership. So we just are going to be giving them some shout outs over the next year. You're going to see them in the Genesee Valley Penny Saver, that program that we created the merchants created it with the support of the partnership in any way we can. But it's just really important that we realize, these people, you look at a successful business and sometimes you forget, that it takes so much more than just what you see when you walk in and walk out. This was their lives. And so the partnership's happy to make sure that, we can help support them and be a communicator between the village, the town, FMC, anybody, that we can do to just help them keep their businesses moving forward. So those are the kinds of things that we've done throughout the year, and we do time and again. And I really appreciate John Paul explaining to you how we've really made some major changes. And we're back to the format that it was originally. So if there's opportunities where we could be partnering with the village, we're very open to it. So we're open to questions too. If anybody, we did, I hope you all received the PowerPoint that we sent. Yeah, great. If you have any questions, you can call me later.
I have a couple questions.
Sure.
Let me ask Emily. Emily, did you have anything? Just comments, no questions. Okay, why don't you share your comments and then we'll move to Tracy, who's got questions. I was going down the board that way. I started there, went there, went here, and went there.
Sequentially.
Sorry. Okay, I will make my comments. Couple things that I heard. The fun factor, it's definitely there. The economic vitality that you bring to the village and all of, I mean, there's just so much when you see it all put together. It's incredible and remarkable. So thank you so much to all of the individuals who are volunteering. It takes a village.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So our merchants are better for the organization, our village as a whole, our families are better. So I appreciate you coming and kind of putting it together in a culminating way so that we can all see it
Thank you.
in that sort of professional, formal presentation. So thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
Happy to.
I had a question about this WFPT 91.1.
Yes.
Could you explain that?
Absolutely. So this is one of our latest endeavors. One of the things everybody was complaining or commenting about was having a difficult way or not knowing exactly where to go to find out what's happening in the community. Everybody shares what they're doing, but it's with social media, you have to look at 25 different places because we don't have our newspaper anymore. We don't have Channel 12 anymore. So our idea was, how do we solve that problem? And I was talking with one of the DJs at WLGZ, and I was explaining, I said, I think we need a radio station. He goes, I can do that. And I said, what? And he had done it before. And so over the last year, we've been working together with all of our committees and everything. And we have now received our call letters, WFPT, and it's a low power FM radio station, 91.1. So mark that on your radios, save it on your dial. That will also be live streamed. So if you're going to spend your winter in Florida, you can still hear it and know what's going on around here. But one of the features we love about it is we have a website where all of the content that's going to be shared, this is not a news station, it's a community information station. So we're here to just promote, let me finish this. On the website, if you were to hear something that was going on and you heard it on Monday and you wanted to get more information, just go to the website. It's going to be almost like a calendar where you just pick the date and then there's all the different stories that were shared and you click on it and then that will give you more. It'll take you to the rest of the story. So, okay, now I lost. I should have continued where I was going. But anyways, the radio station is going to be open to support the entire community. So our desire is to get the schools involved. Maybe there's going to be an internship to make sure that if there's a musical event, maybe it can be recorded and played on the station. The businesses, they're going to be able to be involved. Because we're not-for-profit, we will operate the way WXXI does. So we're not going to be selling ads for online, but we will certainly be happy to receive a sponsorship. So it'll be just like sponsored by, on our website, it's a different story. We can sell ads on the website. So as that picks up, followers, that might be an area people would be interested in. But it's going to cover everything. So if an event's happening, you'll find information about it. If there's, something, the village, the town, the businesses, we just want to make sure that, everything is, I miss the newspaper, right? The Fairport Herald so if we can, use this tool for the, next 10 years, 20 years, until AI or technology changes, whatever that's going to be, another element that I think we'll be able to use in a great way is there's a community in Virginia. They have a sign that says, welcome to the community, tune in to blah, blah, blah station and learn what's happening in the community. So, we're going to see where we can use that as well. But thank you for asking, Trace.
So would, the town's public meetings be recorded? And events at the library and our zoning meetings and all of that? It would just be another resource that the community could access this information?